Hello, hello. Welcome back to this beginner ClickUp series. Today we're going to be jumping into how to use ClickUp's custom fields. If you are on a free plan, you will run out of custom fields at some point. No, there is no way to track them, but just understand that if you really want to have your ClickUp workspace to be streamlined, you're going to run out of custom fields and you will need to upgrade, but it will take you a little bit. There are some clients that take over a couple of years, and there are other clients that have to upgrade in a few months. So it is just depending on how many custom fields you want to use. I personally love custom fields. I have a business plan, and it is worth every penny. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create custom fields inside of a few different lists here, a few different use cases, so you can go ahead and get to using this. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing this inside of my ClickUp workspace, my demo space here. This is on a free plan, and so you can go ahead and use these things whenever you choose and upgrade when it makes sense. So in order to create a custom field, you can log into, click on any list that's in your workspace, and you can press add column. And now we're going to create a field. Now there is technically a fields manager, but we're just going to do it this way. It gives you some suggested and then a whole bunch of the other ones. And you can also add existing fields. So these are existing fields that are already inside of this list. So for example, we can add like the status here. We could add comments, the assignee, we can add whatever we want here that is already kind of built into this task. Okay. And then we can also create fields, right? So we've got the ones that are created, and we have these ones that we can actually create custom. Okay. So my favorite one is this dropdown field. So if you click dropdown, now this is essentially like we consider a bucket or a category. Okay. And so this one is fun to put. This is in the recurring task. And so it's great to put frequency. How frequently are these needing to be done? So is this daily? Maybe it's weekly, monthly, and yearly. Okay. Now you can obviously add a few more things here as well. I don't usually, but you can. Then we press create. Now we can come in here and we can make these colored, add or edit options. We can click on this, and now we're able to kind of like color code these. So I want this one to be pink. I want to make it darker purple. Monthly is going to be orange, and yearly is going to be green, for example. All right, and now once you create this custom field, you can actually use this in multiple lists if you would choose to. Okay, maybe you have this one for your own business, but maybe you have a client that you also have in here, and they need to have the same sort of list. They need to have recurring tasks for their business, but we don't want them all like mixed in with your own. So here we have these colored. Let's say we have to schedule client calls and meetings weekly. We're going to follow up with clients, maybe just monthly. We're going to review client progress monthly. We're going to track website analytics monthly. I'm just putting these on here. Obviously, some of these you probably want to do more frequently. Okay, but I wanted to show you some differences here so that way you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add these custom fields in here, and now we're tracking how frequently we want to do this. Now, I want to also tell you that if you have a custom field here, you can easily group it by the custom field, and this custom field is called frequency. So we could actually group it like this. Personally, I love when it's grouped like this because now I get to see what's weekly, what's monthly, and what's yearly this way, instead of it like being a jumbled mess over here. Okay. I also like to see how they're segmented. If you look in the board view, I also like to see this too. So this is like the status, and they're all in this big long list. You can also group these by the frequency as well. And now we're able to see them across the board here, right? I like this much better, much better. It makes it seem much more manageable. And I have all the things that I need to see here. In the last video, I showed you how you can customize views over here. So you can easily show different fields. So right here, I could easily turn on that status, and it makes it a little easier for me to see. Okay. So you can also change the statuses again right over here. If you're like, I want it to be a different color, list statuses, and now you can change it, use custom ones, all you want there. That one was also on a different video as well. So let me know if you have any questions, but this is how we create some custom fields. You can use them for all sorts of different things. along with, it just allows you to categorize your information a little bit easier. And this is my favorite way to use them. Another way that I like to use them is if we are in using, let's go to marketing. If we're in our content plan, let's say we have weekly emails. These are all just right here. I also like to see like, maybe there's a due date of this day, but we need to have this as a live date. Like, when is it going to go live? So this is another one of my favorite custom fields is the live date, because the due dates, this is when I have to have it done. The live date though, for example, let's say it doesn't go live till Friday. Now I can track two different things. Now, if I come up here and I'm like, okay, I want to know on the calendar, let's do this for a few different ones. Let's just put these on Fridays so we can kind of see how this works. Okay, so there's a couple of them. And we can come up here to the calendar. Let's say we want to see these show up on the calendar. So you can see this right here, but it's showing up as the due date, right? It's showing up on the 29th right here. You can see it showing up on the 29th. But let's say I want to see when they're going to go live. I don't want to see when they're due. It already tells me when they're due in this list. I want to see when they go live. And so you can actually come over here and press calendar options, task dates. And we want to, instead, we're going to toggle that off. We're going to toggle on live date. And now we're going to be able to see this as the live date. This is one of my favorite ways to use this. And I do this for all of my content that you can see over here. If you go to the next month then too, now you can see that they're due every Friday, and you can actually see the status of them. These are gray, which means they're all in a to-do status, right? They're all in the to-do status. So we only have two statuses in here. So essentially it just marked it complete. But let's say we wanted to, again, let's go ahead and make these custom. Let's say there's an in progress one now. We're going to apply the changes. And now let's see, we're going to move it to in progress. And now we're going to see in our calendar that this one is now purple instead of gray, right? Because it's in progress. Let's say this one's also in progress. For some reason, we skipped a week, right? So we go in here, we can now see, did it not actually save? That's weird. I didn't press save. Haha, save. I don't have autosave turned on in here. So now we have, these ones are in progress. This one is not in progress. Okay, this one still is in the to do. It hasn't been started. So you can kind of see how you can use these views interchangeably with how to use these custom fields. Okay, really, really cool. I love it. Let me know if you have any questions, and we can go ahead and go from there. Of course, I love using the live dates versus the due dates. I love using custom fields to be able to categorize and streamline things a little bit better, and to be able to see more information in a more like multiple views way. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video where we're going through a whole nother concept on how to get started with ClickUp, especially if you are a beginner.